What's up, YouTube? This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'm gonna give you guys my WWE Raw review on highlights. If you guys are new, like the video, share the video everywhere. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And let's get started. Now, Monday Night Raw was a decent show. That's all I gotta say. It was just decent. Since the show opens with a recap of Brock Lesnar winning the title last week, and Bobby Lashley winning a fatal 4-way to become the #1 contender. Brock Lesnar makes his entrance, flanked by Paul Heyman as usual. We see Bobby Lashley and Montel Vartavius Porter hanging out with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are there. Cedric pitched him on how they can help, but Bobby Lashley says he worked alone and now the Hurt Business is through. Brock back in the ring. Paul gives Brock his usual big entrance, and Lesnar says hello to Philadelphia. Alright, so it says, but before he can continue, Lashley and MVP make their entrance. They stride right up to the ring and get in. Montel gives his man his respect. Big intro. Bobby Lashley talks Brock Lesnar up one super athlete to another and says it's an honor to share a ring and look him in the eye and tell him with all due respect that for 20 years he been ducking him and running from him. Brock says he didn't have a clue who Bobby Lashley was until they met at day one, and it's his fault he didn't climb the ladder faster. With all due respect, he mocks Lashley and dressing all fancy, and Bobby Lashley says after he wins at Royal Rumble, he'll be front row for Brock comedy act because he is hilarious. Brock Lesnar says he's funny and he's money, and tell a knock joke where the punchline is Bobby who exactly. He says it's impossible to beat Brock Lesnar, and even harder when you're Brock Lesnar wannabe, and leave his point made. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander jump Lashley, but he managed to fight them off. He takes Shelton Benjamin to the floor and puts him into the post, and Cedric Alexander gets the same treatment. We get a recap of Otis defeating. Otis defeating Matt Riddle last week. Riddle isn't a gorilla and summons Randy Orton. He's trying to ascend to a higher plane of enlightenment, but Randy tells him this isn't his free time, and they lost because he didn't tag Orton and tonight the stakes are higher because the tag titles are on the line, and he writes tags and on Matt right hand and Randy on his left, so he'll know what to do. Orton gives him one more chance to say a thing, and Matt Riddle asks him where he wants to go for a cheesesteak. After the show, RK Bro makes their entrance, and we go to break. So it says back from break, we get a hype reel for the Royal Rumble. So we get Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis versus RK Bro and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle and Randy Orton for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. This tag team match was quick. Riddle and Gable to start circling collar and elbow drop Toho. Cartwheel into a headlock. Matt fires back with a race lock takedown, but Chad gets the ropes. Nightmare into a reverse chinlock. Riddle breaks free. Whip the corner. Big roundhouse kick. Senton connects Gable to the floor. Plenty kick off on the apron, and the corkscrew moonsault wipes him out to send us to break. Back from the break, it said yes, back from commercial. Chad with a dragon screw tag to Otis. Riddle lands on his feet of a back suplex, and hits the crow screw moonsault off the top. Tag made Orton with Larry Snap, Scoop, Power Slam, take Chad off his feet. Riddle up top is a Riddle up top. Randy up top, John playing for position, and he hits that beautiful suplex. Orton goes to that special place. Otis runs interference and take Riddle out. RKO block, blind tag, RKO block again. Dozer gets him. Dozer gets him up. The winner and your new Raw Tag Team Champions, Otis and Chad Gable. All right, let's move on. We get a promo from Damian Priest about how he shows the world what he capable of, and now that he's got a taste of it, he's entering the Royal Rumble to win the big one. He's hanging out with the Street Profits, and Damian Priest says is every man for himself at the Royal Rumble, but he's glad they all have each other's back tonight. The Street Profits ask what side they're getting, and he says it doesn't matter because they're going to win either way. And so we go to break. Back from the break, he says back from commercial. Bianca Belair gets promo where she says she's gonna win the World Rumble and main event WrestleMania again. So we get Apollo Crews, Dirty Dolls, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode versus Damian Priest, Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. Alright, it says Apollo Crews in first to start up and over. Handspring, Montez Ford shows off a little blasting Apollo Crews. Quick cover, Ziggler tags in and charges in, but Ford sidesteps and tags Priest in. Taking Dolph down with strikes, boxing. His ears pop up, drop, rolling elbow to Root. Charging elbow on both of them. Heels and end up on the floor. And babyface is stand tall as we go to break. Back from commercial, Apollo Crews hits the military press into the standard moonsault on Ford in the heat segment. Roll on. Arm trap, reverse chin lock, apply on Montez Ford, and he gets a powerbomb for some breathing room in the path. And it says, and the path is cleared. Tag made Dawkins and Hot with Root off the ropes, uppercut, exploder, suplex to fight Crews off one of Ziggler as well. It says, where is it? It says Apollo. Where is it? I just had it right here. It says, I just had it right here. It says, back from the break, Crews hits the military press, standing moonsault on Ford at the heat segment was on. Arm trap, reverse chin lock, apply. Reverse chin lock, apply. It says right here. It says apply on Montez Ford. Gets a powerbomb from some breathing room, and a pass is clear. I read that one until a pass is cleared. Where was I? It says right here until a pass is cleared. Tag made Dawkins in the hot and Riddle. I'm sorry, not Riddle. Rule off the ropes. Uppercut, exploder, suplex to fight Crews off one for Ziggler as well. So I was in the right. I was right there. So, but anyway, I kept going. Angelo Dawkins off the ropes, one-handed bulldog on Robert, spinning stinger splash sets up the drill bit, but Crews breaks it up. Ford with a top con to take Crews and Commander Z's out. Rude with a schoolboy on Duncan. Spinebuster connects, but Ziggler comes from behind. It says the winner of the match, Apollo Crews and the Dirty Dogs. Let's move on. We get a recap of Brock Lesnar's appearance on SmackDown last week, and of Seth Rollins being crowned and a likely number one contender to the Universal Champion. Seth Rollins makes his entrance, and we go to break. In my opinion, if they have Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, that's gonna be the stupidest thing ever. But anyway, it says back from commercial, we get a recap of our opening segment. Seth Rollins gets on the mic. He tells us he's in a great mood tonight because the Royal Rumble is on the horizon, and you may be asking why is he so excited for the Royal Rumble? It's not because Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar are going to hit each other until one of them falls down. And it's not because of the Royal Rumble proper. It's because of his title shot against Roman Reigns. He hyped up the match and explains he got the match by taking matters into his own hands because he's Seth freaking Rollins. A few things in life are concerned: death, tax, and Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns every time. Enter Big E. He's excited for Seth Rollins and excited as local sports reference. Listen, I just live here, and when Seth asks why, he says his favorite of all the challengers at Royal Rumble, and he put a sawbuck down on him. Big announcement. Big announcement that he's entering the Royal Rumble because all the things he could penalize about at the top of the list is winning the title at WrestleMania. Rollins says he's happy for him and would be happy to bet on him as well, but he doesn't stand a chance against him. Biggie says he was thinking they should test that. Test that theory out tonight, and Seth begs off. Big E challenges him to have a match right now, and Rollins accepts. All right, so we get Big E versus Seth Rollins. This match was random. This match I didn't really care about. You know what I'm saying? Decent match. This was decent, but this was just random at the same time. Circling collar and elbow drop kick from Seth Rollins. Drop down, leapfrog, belly to belly, suplex connects off the ropes, boot up. Seth pass Big E to the floor and dives on him. Back inside, another dive cut off by a forearm. Big E drags him over and throws him onto the apron for the apron splash, and we go to break. Back from commercial, Big E is in control. Whip across Rollins with a front kick and chops whips to the corner. Flair flips Big E, catches him, but Seth Rollins slips out and chop blocks him before hitting a low DDT. Big E to the floor, diving knee off the apron. Seth Rollins throws him back and diving knee off the top rope. Off the top, nope. Seth Rollins grinding him down with a reverse chinlock elbow for chops. Big E hits the corner rock bottom and starts firing up. Seth Rollins cuts him off with a headbutt, back body drop to the apron. Big E hits the suicide spear, and we go to break. Back from commercial, Big E hits his belly to belly suplex off the ropes. Big splash connects. Corner rock bottom continue into an arm drag. Elbow connects. Jogging for position. Seth Rollins floats over a suplex attempt. Ducks a Larry Insecurity Schoolboy no dice. Super kick up top. Frog splash no good. Big E hits a power bomb and turns it right into a stretch muffler on the kick out. Seth Rollins gets the ropes. Elbow ducks a back fist. A crossbody gets turned into a rock bottom. Still no. Off the rope. Suicide spear countered with a knee. Rollins goes up top, but Big E cuts him off. jockeying for position. Back down, Seth Rollins with underhook, no dice, rolling elbow off the ropes. Blackout slow to cover. The winner of the match, Seth Rollins. We get a recap of the announcement entrance into the Women's Royal Rumble, including Impact's Mickie James. Super Brutality makes their entrance to send us to break. Super Brutality are interviewed in the ring. They also have an announcement, and Nikki Ash says that's a challenge to Carmella and Selena Vega for a rematch. Ruby gets in her ear and says that's not what they talked about, and Nikki cuts her off and says everything's fine. But Real says she doesn't want to talk about this out here. Nikki Ash says she wants to talk right now and claims that once they get the tag titles back, everything will be okay. Ripley feints off attempt to calm that she thinks she's better than Nikki, but Nikki's not having it, and she claims that she was the one doing Rhea a favor by sticking together. Ripley says she's never said she was better in the ring, and Nikki Ash says she was talking about herself. Ripley gets hot and offers a handshake, saying it's goodbye for now. Nikki says fine. She doesn't want to be her teammate anymore, but she can't shake her hand until Ripley looks her in the eye and she tells her she still believes in her. Ripley says always believe in her and always will, and with her or against her. She never stopped believing in her and really hopes that they can be friends. Nikki asks if she means it, and Ripley hugged her close. Nikki Ash pose on the ropes. Ripley offers a fist bump and Nikki attacks her and beats her down. She leaves the ring and says superheroes don't need any friends while she stands tall on the ramp. What if Nikki Ash goes to a super what if Nikki Ash wears a super villain outfit? That'd be totally something different. But I'm glad Nikki Ash attacks Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley is a babyface and Nikki Ash is a heel. Alright, let's move on. Backstage, Reggie brings Dana Brooke cheesesteaks before realizing something feels off. He tries to walk her out, and R-Truth chase them, shouting and asking what kind of cheese they got. He pushes a trash can that has a Zone in it. Reggie and Dana throws their sandwich and hits Tamina square on the jaw as they get away. Tamina Snuka chases R-Truth off. Reggie literally runs into Omas and gets held against the wall until Dana comes over to yell at him. Omas tells him to watch what he does tonight because next week he'll do worse. Omas makes his entrance to send us to commercial break. Back from the break, Doudrop cuts a commercial where she says she won't be overlooked and she's going to win tonight. So we get Nick Sanders versus Omas. I did not really care about this match. Poor Sanders. It's half the size of Omas, so it's a squash city. It's squash city. The winner of the match, Omas. This was a squash match, and I did not really care about it. Post match, we see Dana Brooke and Reggie watching backstage. We get a recap of our open segment because Raw is 3 hours long. 3 hours long. 3 hours long. We know that. Edge makes his entrance to send us to break. Back from the break, Edge gets on the mic. He says it's great to be back in Philly and introduces guests for the Cutting Edge and his wife Beth Phoenix. I love Beth Phoenix. Me and Showstopper TV love Beth Phoenix. Anyway, because Beth Phoenix has been putting work in WWE. They show a clip of Beth Phoenix putting work in WWE. Beth Phoenix comes down and takes a seat. Edge talks about them being married and having kids, but one day was the first time they got to interact in a match, and they're gonna do some damage together. He puts he points out they won more titles than another any other couple in WWE, and they're the only couple in the Hall of Fame. He talks us to a respective video of Beth Phoenix's career as a full time wrestler. Beth Phoenix is blown away by the video and seems to suggest that the flattery is going to lead to an excellent night in the bedroom, but she's here to talk business. That video was just a little sampling of what she can do. At the Royal Rumble, she's gonna shut Miz and Maurice up. Enter Miz and Maurice. Miz runs Philly down and makes his case from them winning a rematch, questioning as a masculinity. Maurice gets in equal and opposite hype reel, and Maurice personally sings her praise and says she's a former champ and busted her butt to prove everyone wrong. And he and Beth both respect her, but his wife can deadlift a buck, and if he had to wrestle her, he'll have the same look on his face, and she does. Beth says she's gonna wreck Maurice at the Royal Rumble. Miz tries to get Maurice to talk about how she's gonna destroy Beth Phoenix, but she runs away and leaves him alone on the stage. Beth says if she's too afraid to show up, she'll take great pleasure in knocking Miz's teeth in. Austin Theory is interviewed backstage. He says he has the chance to impress Mr. McMahon, and his personality reminds him that AJ Styles isn't to be taken lightly, but he's going to beat him, and Vince will have no doubt but to continue to invest in Austin Theory. Austin Theory also says Vince told him not to screw this up. AJ Styles makes his entrance to send us to break. So we get AJ Styles versus Austin Theory. Alright, it says AJ Styles with chops in the corner, stomping short of an up and over, hitting a backbreaker to take Theory down. Austin with a fisherman suplex, follow it up with a waistlock. AJ fights out and sends him running with a drop kick. Nobody home on the plancha. Theory knocks him down, rolling thunder, drop kick, and we go to break. Back from break, AJ Styles hits the street cutter for two. Theory with the cross leg brainbuster on the knee still just to fireman's carry. AJ slaps out to the apron and lines him up for it, but um Grayson Walker is here and pulls him off the apron. AJ Styles wins by disqualification. Post match, Theory slides out and takes a selfie over Styles, falling body, and leaves him to Walker to beat up. AJ recovers and runs Austin Theory off. Backstage, and runs Grayson off. Backstage, Grayson Walker is interviewed. He claims nothing he did was underhanded, and he was just giving Styles a taste of what he's gonna get. What he's gonna get tomorrow night on NXT. Liv Morgan gets a promo about tonight's match where she says she'll never stop giving everything she has, and she's gonna win the Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch makes her entrance when we go to break. Back from break, we get a vengeance of Alexa Bliss stopping pre prepare to motion balls in the doctor's office with her brain powers. The doctors introduce himself and lead her thoughts some deep breathing. He says the first step is admitting you have a problem in the first place, and she's melodramatically called admit she has a problem and she asks to be fixed. He's going to test her baseline reacts to some things, and he shows her a video clip of Lily getting destroyed by Charlotte Flair. So so that being said, Alexa Bliss saw a clip of Charlotte Flair tearing the doll up. So that means Alexa Bliss was pissed off that she saw Charlotte Flair ripping up Lily's doll. So that means that Alexa Bliss. So that gives us a clue that Alexa Bliss will win the Royal Rumble to go after Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. But I wouldn't even have Alexa Bliss on the show tonight to begin with. They should have saved Alexa Bliss at the Royal Rumble, and that's facts. But anyway, let me continue. It says the doctor introduced himself and leads her thoughts and some deep reading. It says first step is to admit you have a problem in the first place, and she admits she has a problem and asks to be fixed. He's going to test her based on reacts to some things, and he shows her a video clip of Lily getting destroyed by Charlotte Flair, and she says that makes her feel thirsty and pours herself a glass of water, emptying the pitcher and spilling it all over the floor. She grabs the poor dog by his side and asks how he feels. He says not great, and she says that's a shame because she's pretty Danny, and she starts smashing up his office. He begs off and she keeps smashing stuff and eventually runs away as she screams. Becky Lynch gets on the mic. She says there are 3 women in the back about to come out for a big time triple threat, and she runs down her opinion of all 3. Liv doesn't know when to back down. Bianca is undeniable, but she's beating her again and again, and Doudrop is a felon, so she respect. All three have delusions of notions that they are overthrowing her, and she joined the match on commentary. Our contenders makes their entrance, and we go to break. Alright, so we get a triple threat, no more contenders match. Bianca Belair versus Doudrop versus Liv Morgan. This was a decent triple threat match. This was decent triple threat match. 3-way slugfest to start Doudrop with a German suplex on Belair. Belair low bridges her out of the ring. Doudrop pulls her out and they brawl on the floor until Morgan hits a slingshot Tokon girl on them, taking Belair back inside. Bianca Belair cuts her off with a shoulder thrust up and over. Doudrop back inside, but she gets run off in a short order. Bianca Belair with a back suplex. Doudrop takes her out with a freight train crossbody and follows it up with a Mochoku driver. Liv Morgan goes for a Frankensteiner. Doudrop reverses it into an electric chair. Facebuster into Bianca Belair covers them both. Nope. Cobra clutch lock on Liv Morgan in the middle of the ring, putting her in the corner. Liv Morgan sidesteps a cannonball and pop up for a double stump to her back. Liv Morgan falls out of the ring and we go to break. Back from commercial, Doudrop whips Bianca Belair into the corner but gets cut off by Liv Morgan, and Frankensteiner's Bianca Belair roll on dual drop. Nope. Bianca Belair and Morgan get into it, throwing windmill punches, trading pins, ring of Saturn applies in the middle of the ring. Bianca Belair screaming, but staying in it, elbow to the ribs. Bianca Belair posts up onto her knees and then onto her feet, swinging her out. But Liv Morgan counters with a cold breaker, one of dual drops to kicking Bianca Belair into the turnbuckles, setting her up. Dual drop cuts her off. Bianca Belair off the top. 450 splash, but she's slow to capitalize. Cover only two. Bianca Belair hits a spine buster on dual drop. Glam slam puts Liv Morgan onto her handspringing moonsault, lifting Liv Morgan up, and she hits the kiss of death, but Becky Lynch breaks it up. Bianca Belair chases Becky Lynch around the ring. Becky Lynch throws her over the announcer table. Dual drop drags Liv Morgan into position. The winner of the match, dual drop. So we're gonna have dual drop versus Becky Lynch. Um, Unfortunately, dual drop will not beat Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch is going to retain the Raw Women's Championship against dual drop. So dual drop is not going to stand a chance against Becky Lynch, and that's all I have to say. Becky Lynch tries to attack her after the match, but dual drop is an immutable object and shrug her off. That's the show. The show goes up there. But overall, Monday Night Raw was a decent show. But the only thing I was good at was Alexa Bliss therapy segment, where Alexa Bliss saw a clip of Charlotte Flair ripping off Lily, and Alexa Bliss got pissed off. So that leads to Alexa Bliss. It's down to the final two. It's either Liv Morgan wins the Royal Rumble or Alexa Bliss. If Alexa Bliss wins the Royal Rumble, she's going to challenge Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to put that out there. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my WWE Raw review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys thought of Raw. Like the video, share the video, follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. I'll talk to you guys later. This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and now I'm out of here. Peace out, guys.